My name is Shamiso and you're watching Knockout Dialogues. Today I'm joined by
Nico Leivars. I'm a super bantamweight boxer from Mansfield, 5-0, and I train at Steel City Gym.
You're from Mansfield?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, safe.
It's because I'm from Nottingham, so Mansfield's a bit...
Oh, you're not a county fan, are you?
No, Forest. Wait, who do you support? Mansfield Town?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why your short's like blue, yeah.
Yeah.
Grim. No, but you know what? That says something about you. That means you're a loyal guy.
Yeah, well, I'm not a glory supporter, am I?
Wait, what league are they in? Like, national?
No!
League One?
League 2. League 1 next season.
Wait, where are they in the table?
Second.
That's alright. That's alright. Oh, they'll be joining Chef Wednesday then, next season?
Yeah,
they will, yeah. Okay, so I've got some questions for you, because this is an interview, so obviously. Yeah, exactly. It's very cheeky. So what would you say like the biggest difference that you've noticed is between like amateurs, especially because you've fought at a high level in amateurs, between amateurs and professional?
Probably just the pace, because like my next fight's a 10-rounder, and in the amateurs you only fight 3 rounds, so it's like difference between literally a marathon and a sprint. So if you imagine this next fight is literally more than 3 amateur fights in one. Yeah. So you get a lot more time to think, set traps, look at your opponent and work everything out, and it just tests your composure a lot more, because like when you're in front of a few thousand people and you've got half an hour to fight, you've got to really just chill out and not waste any energy. Yeah. So that's main difference. Apart from that, it's pretty much the same. If anything, it's better as a pro, 'cause you get a full training camp. Yeah. Whereas a lot of the time in the amateurs, you know, you'd fight on 2 weeks' notice. Yeah. So like, now you get 10, 11 weeks where like you can fight, train properly, plan a holiday after. You've got more control of everything. Yeah. So I prefer it a lot more.
So when you're training, like talk me through a training camp. Like how do you prepare for a fight? Like what do you do? Like a fight's just been put to you. You know you're fighting in like a month's time or like 10 weeks or whatever. Like how do you prepare?
Well, you're always in the gym even when you're out of camp, but it's different. So like you'll maintain your base levels of fitness. So you'll do your longer runs, you'll do your bags and your pad work. And then once you get the fight arranged, depending on how long, whether it's 6, 8 or 10 weeks, you'll plan the higher intensity runs, you'll start introducing more sparring and build it up. So over the course of the camp, you build yourself up ready to fight and you peak. But you definitely need to maintain your fitness out of camp, because if not, you're starting camp behind. Yeah. So you need to make sure you're in a good place when you come into camp, no matter what.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. He speaks a lot of sense. Wait, you know when you're preparing for fights, do you think it's like opponent specific? Like the way you prepare, do you adjust to whoever you're fighting?
A bit of both. Like I'll make sure everything I'm doing is correct, because I know where I should be. You know, where my run times are, where my fitness is, and I'll make sure that's involved. And then you'll tweak different things for different opponents. But I never like to concentrate too much on my opponent, because he could change something, or he could be working on something that we don't know about. So if you change too much and look too much on your opponent, you're not actually concentrating on yourself. Yeah. So I like to make sure that everything I can do is covered first.
Okay. But you know when you go into a fight, obviously you got like 10 rounds, you got a lot of time to play with, and you say you go in there with like a game plan. Like what does that mean? What, like when fighters say I've got a game plan, what does that mean? For
example, if I fight someone who throws a lot of jabs, I know to look out for the jabs and work counters off it, and to be careful of the jab coming a lot. You know, and we've been working in camp on if he throws a lot of jabs, you know, how can we make him throw a jab so I can slip and counter it? Or he likes to move around to his left. So if he moves around to his left, it's very likely he can walk onto one of my right hands. Yeah. There's little things like that, but again, anything can change within a fight, so you can't be too rigid with the game plan, because if not, you'll probably look for something that won't be there and you won't have an opportunity to do it, and you can waste 4 rounds trying to get a game plan off that ain't going to fit. So you have a lot of different things in the back of your mind, but I wouldn't, when people say they've got a game plan, it's not a rigid A, B, C, you must do all of this, because boxing, it flows and everything changes in the, like that.
That makes a lot of sense. But like when you're training, what does a typical day of training look like for you? Or like a typical week?
So a typical week, I box 6 days, and then we'll alternate the days as well between the runs and the strength conditioning. So you know, on Monday for example, I'll box in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll do a run. Yeah. Tuesday, strength conditioning, boxing technical work. Wednesday, sparring and a run. So I'm always making sure my boxing's covered, and everything around it is to help with my fitness and to help with my strength. And but the main focus is always the boxing and the sparring.
Like what? So what would you say like the main, like I don't know, the most important parts of like a boxer's mindset to make them successful? What would you say?
I think it'll vary between boxer.
Yeah.
For me, it is just dedication, because like to get to this point in my life, I've been boxing since I was 8, and I've had to be on it. You know, I've had to run before school, late nights, miss out on going out with my mates, and you know, going away with the lads and everything like that. And it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So even if you have a few good years as an amateur, you see plenty of lads that, you know, win everything when they're 14, 15 and then drop off.
Yeah.
Because you've just got to stay dedicated, no matter like how long you've been doing it. You know, it's a full-on part of your life. You can't play at it.
Yeah.
So you've got to stay consistent for years to get any sort of payoff. Because I didn't, you know, I treated it like a full-time job, but I didn't get paid till I was 20.
Yeah.
So I had like 12 years of a full-time job for free, and it's that dedication that you need to get anywhere with it.
Yeah. And you just said before that you had like a couple of injuries and stuff, and obviously you've had a long amateur career. Now you're into pros. Like, what do you think has been the most challenging part of your career so far?
Not being disheartened when things aren't going my way, or by, you know, taking a loss and thinking, oh, that's it, I'm going to give up. You know, you've got to keep your head down, and when you lose and when things don't go your way, you've still got to train and dedicate yourself to it as if things were going well. Because I think sometimes when people get disheartened and things aren't going how they want it to go, they can take the foot off the gas, even if they don't mean to. You know, they can lose heart, and you've just got to believe in yourself even when things aren't going well. Because again, it's such a dedicated career where it all adds up in the end.
And you know what, you've got like a pretty full stable here, and obviously Grant's like the main man, but who would you say that you like gained the most from? Like, I don't know, like anything, like gain the most from, could be a coach, could be a boxer, but like who do you think like you pick aspects from?
I say Dalton's very, very composed when he boxes. You know, he can happily stay on the edge of range, keep calm, not throw anything for 40 seconds, but still stay alert and still stay ready to throw, and that's something that I've always had to work hard on. So watching Dalton do it is something I've picked up and, you know, tried to work on, and he's just so patient with his work, and being able to do that in a fight in front of thousands of people is really hard, but you know, it's something I've really worked on well, and I've picked up from Dalton.
And I asked you earlier, are you scared? And you said no, obviously. Are you nervous? Are you nervous though?
Just another day in the office.
No, but like before a fight, like how do you swallow the nerves? Because I feel like that's what eats people a lot. Especially like you said, like it's different fighting in like a pub when you're an amateur to fighting like for thousands. Especially you fight in Sheffield Arena, that's like thousands of people. Like how do you stay composed?
Yeah, it's a buzz, and like you got to remember as well, we go through the whole week of like the media and all the photo shoots and everything. It can be an experience that you can get carried away with.
Yeah.
I always look at it though, no matter how many people are watching and where you are, it's a square boxing ring with 4 ropes.
Yeah.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing you got in your gym when no one's watching. So like, once you've done all that, you've done all your ring walk and all that shebang, you get in the ring and it's back to normal.
Yeah.
And you should forget everything around you and just crack on with what you got to do.
But then also, like, obviously you want to go for an English title in the summer. Like this fight, it means a lot. I feel like the higher you get, each fight means more. You got more at stake. You're currently unbeaten. But does that not add more pressure? Like the bigger you get, the more you've got to lose. You know what I mean?
I've always treated every fight as the most important fight in my life anyway, so I think that's been a good habit to get into. You know, I'll never overlook a fighter or an opponent, because one loss can change everything. So, you know, I don't do all this work for 12 weeks, I don't dedicate everything to just get the ring and take it lightly no matter who it is. So that's always the way I've been.